Hello, celebrity gossip enthusiasts. I'm Robert Cronin, and you're listening to Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast. Today, I am joined by my two lovely guest hosts, the woman with 1,000 wavy curls, Gwen Flamberg.
I mean, right now, it's not exactly 1,000, but I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Happy to have you. And Sarah, don't call me a ginger Huron, is also here.
Hello. How are we?
We are so good. Guys, we have some extra fun mess to dive into today. We have dueling yachts battling out in the south of France, a kid who's only washed when his parents see dirt, a man creeping on his sister-in-law's nudes, and a man squatting in a stadium. And don't worry, there's much, much more. We are going to start with our Red Robin spiciest story of the week. Coming to you from the spiciest, hottest singer in all of the lands, Miss Jennifer Lopez. She has gone both Instagram official and yacht official with her boyfriend, Ben Affleck. They, on Saturday, July 24th, were spotted on a yacht on the south of Monaco, kissing, making out at restaurants, on the French Riviera. And then J-Lo posted 3 photos of herself looking hotter than anyone has ever looked in their lives. And the third slide was her making out with Ben Affleck. How spicy were these photos, you guys?
Beyond spicy, like the hottest of the week. I can't get over J-Lo's body, but more than that, the body language of those two kissing. This is goals. This is dreams. It was a picture that sparked 1,000 memes.
It really did, including one that J-Lo liked on the Us Weekly Instagram. Shout out to us. I can't look away. Just when I think, okay, I get it, they're dating, we can move on. They post another picture or they're spotted and they're recreating the Jenny from the Block music video, and I need more. I'm dying to know if this is going to just be like the hottest summer fling of all time, or if this is endgame. Are these two going to last, or is this just this whirlwind romance? Either way, I can't look away, and I thank them so much for their service.
Well, do you know who else can't look away, Sarah Huron, is Alex Rodriguez, her ex-fiance, J-Lo's ex-fiance, because that MFer, rented a yacht also on the south of France, and their 2 boats were very close to each other. But as we assume, Jen has the bigger deck, as her yacht was about twice the size of Alex Rodriguez's. A source sort of cleared up this messy confusion for us, telling us that Alex and Jen had planned a getaway to the French Riviera for her 52nd birthday, and both of them decided to go. A-Rod was seen with Jesse James Decker and Eric Decker and a bunch of single-looking ladies on there, and of course, J-Lo and Ben were just a stone's throw away on their mega yacht. Sarah, what do you think of this messiness?
I mean, it's hilarious. It's everything we need, that they are having yacht wars right now. I mean, talk about a below deck spinoff that I need in my life, yacht wars with celebrity couples. The Eric and Jesse James Decker of it all. At first was confusing to me, but now I'm just convinced that he's working with Jesse on his makeup line for Kittenish. And I wish them all the best. I think that A-Rod is always going to come out looking maybe a little sad and thirsty here if he's going to be in the same places as Bennifer. But also it was his birthday too. And good for him for still taking the trip, I guess, because bold move, but good for you, A-Rod.
My God. And just to, run the numbers by you, J-Lo's yacht, 274 feet, worth 140 million. A-Rod's yacht, 32 million at 180 feet. So, I think he's not looking good because of that either. But please, guys, keep it up. Keep following her around.
I'll go on anyone's yacht, by the way. So good for you, both of you.
And, J-Lo liked our Us Weekly photo, which was amazing. But A-Rod on J-Lo's birthday liked Jennifer's sister, Lydia Lopez's picture. She shared a selfie. Linda Lopez. Sorry. Jennifer's sister, Linda Lopez, on Instagram shared a selfie of the 2 of them. And she captioned it, "My original BFF. I love you more than words can say. Not only are you the most fun and my ride or die, you light up the world." And then A-Rod liked that photo, which is sort of nice, but move on, bro.
No, none of us are going to be able to move on until A-Rod or Jennifer Gardner, the other missing piece here, does a Vanity Fair cover story and reacts.
Yep.
That's what I need.
Very, very fair. Well, I just love talking about this mess. The two mega yachts dueling and off the coast of Monaco with all these A-listers. Sign me up. I'll take two. Let's talk about our woes of the week. The story that just sent my co-hosts aghast, flying back to the wall, knocking them out of their socks, and made them just go, whoa. Sarah Huron, what made you go, whoa, this week?
My woe this week is about Kelly Clarkson. This divorce with Brandon Blackstock just continues, getting very even messier. They split over a year ago, are still fighting in court, and it was just ruled that she is going to have to pay him nearly $200,000 a month in child and spousal support, which is insane. But my favorite thing about court documents is finding out how much people make every month.
Yes.
So,
Gwen, do you know? Do you want to
yes.
guess?
Gwen, how much do you think Kelly Clarkson makes per month?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say per month she makes about, gosh, because she's doing that daytime
It's pretty high.
show.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 650,000
Oh, more like $1.9 million
a month.
Yes, a month.
I mean, I wish I had married her and was estranged.
Seriously, I was shocked by that number. And you're right. The best part about court documents is finding out how much people make. And that's so much a month.
It's so much a month. Like, I'll never forget reading about like Jana Kramer making like $600K or something a month. And I was like, in what world is Jana Kramer getting all this money? Nothing compared to Kelly Clarkson's $1.9 million. But I just like need this guy to take his money, whatever. But I feel as though it just makes me so sad. You think back to that American Idol performance when she was crying over what a great guy he was and how he wasn't like her dad singing piece by piece. Turns out he kind of sucks. So we need to get this divorce wrapped up and let free Kelly.
Free Kelly. Let her bathe in all of her millions in peace. Gwen Flamberg, what made you go whoa this week?
Oh my gosh, you guys, who has smelling salts? I still need them because have you seen those pictures of Adam Driver?
No.
Have you
haven't.
seen those? Are you kidding me?
No.
Sarah, so Adam Driver is the new face of a Burberry men's fragrance. And in the ad, he basically is shirtless and runs with a horse into the water and then basically is like the hottest centaur ever. But like his body, I've always thought that Adam Driver was like sexy, sort of very unique looking, yet sexy. And I happen to have met him several times because we have friends in common and we go to the same New Year's Eve party every year.
What?
So I think that he is like the loveliest, nicest human being who is so engaged when you have a conversation with him. But now that I know what he looks like, shirtless, I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to look him in the eye again. I mean, I'm still kind of like, knocked me off the floor. I mean, fainting. He just looks so fabulous in that ad.
Well, I like how that was less of a whoa and more of another sound of the week that I really liked. Adam Driver also just has so much surface area in those male boobies and shoulder area. There's like, it's a wide chest span happening there.
If you're
wow.
suggesting that it was less of a whoa and more of an oh, you might be right, Travis. But this is a family podcast, so let's keep it clean.
Yeah, but like the older family, the kids are asleep. All right, what made me go whoa this week? We're going to get into a lot of Benjamin stuff, but it was the comments that resurfaced from J-Lo talking about Ben Affleck's horrible back tattoo. This was from 2016 on Watch What Happens Live. You know, they drank, stuff gets said there. You know, Andy asked J-Lo about Ben's tattoo and she said, quote, "It's awful." I mean, I would tell him that. I would tell him like, "What are you doing?" And she says her main issue was design was it has, quote, "too many colors. His tattoos always have too many colors. They shouldn't be so colorful." You know what I mean? They should be like cooler. I don't know. And this was just straight facts, and it was just like amazing, candid, and sort of made me like their relationship a little bit more because, you know, she can like call him out on his like horrible tattoos and shit and all that kind of stuff.
I kept seeing people posting because this clip has been resurfacing, obviously, in light of all of the Bennifer content. And everyone was like, so this is why he wore long sleeves on the yacht. Because in that picture where they're making out and she's in the hot bikini, he's in like a long, like 3/4 sleeve shirt. And it's clearly he's trying to hide that tattoo. That's horrible.
Yes, we will not see shirtless making out pictures while J-Lo is in charge.
I would also just like to really quickly note that Janet Kramer makes $166K a month. Her divorce was a $600,000 divorce. That's I got my numbers mixed up. I don't want anyone to think Janet Kramer's running around making over almost $500,000 a month.
Thank you for clarifying that. Stop sending your Venmo request to Jenna Kramer. Pick someone more wealthy.
Pick Kelly Clarkson.
Pick Kelly Clarkson. All right, let's jump into some news of the week. Let's move on to Paris Hilton. Is she pregnant? What do you guys think? Well, Page Six reported that she was pregnant. She's was wearing a dress that was maybe unflattering, I guess. Maybe she had lunch that day. I'm not sure. She's gorgeous and wildly thin. But she went on her podcast, This Is Paris, and says, I am not pregnant, not yet. I'm waiting till after my wedding. My dress is being made right now, so I want to make sure it looks gorgeous and fits perfectly. So definitely waiting on that part. She continued to say, one day I can't wait to have a little girl. I want to name her London.
Aww.
And she says, one day there will be mini Parises and mini Carterses, but not yet. Stay tuned for 2022. And this is interesting in itself, but I really want to know if you guys will be watching Cooking with Paris, the new Netflix show that is going to debut soon.
Well, the best part of her quote from her This Is Paris podcast was, the only thing in my oven at this point is my lasagna. So I'm very excited to watch This Is Paris. I mean, the that's hot of it all is perfect. And I also just loved, or not This Is Paris. What is it called?
Cooking with Paris.
Cooking with Paris. Very straightforward.
Very.
I love that. I love that Paris Hilton, ever since that YouTube documentary. I mean, she's always been relevant, and I know she was making millions and millions of dollars as a DJ, but I feel like she's kind of having a resurgence, just like the rest of the early 2000s right now, and I'm so here for it. And she also told, I think, Entertainment Tonight, that she woke up to about 3,000 texts. All of my iPhones are blowing up, all 5 of them. People wishing me congratulations and are so happy with me. I heard from people I haven't heard in years. So Paris Hilton has 5 iPhones was my biggest takeaway from this. She's not pregnant, but she's got 5 iPhones.
This doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And I think that Cooking with Paris is going to be a hoot. Also, are you guys following Brooklyn Beckham's cooking on his Instagram?
No.
It's hilariously funny because he cooks the most simple things, such as bacon and egg on a roll. Or today he made Vietnamese summer rolls, but his take of a Vietnamese summer roll was to chop up cucumber and avocado and then roll it in the rice paper roll. They're all very, very simple, but he's deeply serious about this. I urge you all to follow Brooklyn Beckham on Instagram and learn, if you don't know how to make a bacon, egg, and cheese, well, now.
Wow.
Well, I can't wait to see what I've been doing wrong all of this time. Thank you, Brooklyn Beckham, for that. All right, let's move on to a sort of really sad, complicated story. Simone Biles is leaving the USA gymnastics team. I was shocked. I think the whole country was shocked, probably even a lot of the world. Now, Simone was attempting an advanced vault known as the Anamar, which she'd executed perfectly in a previous competition. This move involves a back handspring with 2.5 twists in the air before landing, and it is a feat for the average Olympian, but when Biles nails it, she looks effortless. Now, on Tuesday, Biles said that it looks like she got lost somewhere on the air. The CNN analyst was saying that she landed on her knees and left the field close to tears. Minutes later, it came that she would not compete with her team. Now, this was a really, really tough thing to watch because we always see Simone as this larger than life, powerful girl who has overcome so much. She was in foster care. She was sexually abused by her gymnastics coach. She has been through a lot of things and is such a fighter. But this landing just really took her out of the competition, and it is a really sad thing to watch. What were you guys thinking when you either were watching the Olympics or heard this news?
I actually don't think it's sad at all. I think it's kind of awesome because it is so rare for people, especially celebrities to take care of themselves and put themselves and their mental focus as number one, and to create boundaries. I think earlier in the week in an interview, she spoke out about being a victim of sexual assault, which we know the Olympics gymnasts who were sexually assaulted by their team doctor, and the whole thing with that, how the Olympics turned a blind eye. Anyway, every media outlet picked up on it. I doubt when she said this in an interview that she thought that it was going to be like kind of almost take over the story of the Olympics. But what Simone Biles does for a living, if her head is not in the game, one wrong move and she could break her neck, let alone just like break a toe or an ankle. And I think that it was very courageous and brave of her to come forward and say, I need a mental break from this. So I love Simone Biles. And I think that this was as much winning as winning a gold medal would have been.
Sarah, did you have thoughts? It was a really tragic day for Team USA.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is sad. I think that, the Larry Nassar of it all is just will never not be one of the most upsetting, not only sports stories, but just in general stories. I think he's a monster. And when she kind of, said that she felt like she had to maybe, or it pushed her to do another Olympics because she's older, on the older side for gymnastics at 24, which is, insane, but that's a wild sport. And she felt like she had to do it because she didn't want USA Gymnastics to, push that aside. And she was the only Larry Nassar, survivor who was going to be in the Olympics on the team this year. So she wanted to keep that as part of the conversation because as we've seen, USA Gymnastics has a problem with pushing things aside. So it's super upsetting. I think it was great to see the videos of her like supporting her teammates and like getting like, you guys got this, you've trained for this, like this is your moment, I've done this. But I think it is sad because I think, she's always gonna, I think it was definitely probably the right thing to do. Like Gwen said, like gymnastics is a very intense sport. One wrong move and you could literally, break your body. And you're like throwing yourself on things. Like it's an insane sport to ever get that far in. But it is sad because, I feel like as an athlete, I'm not one, but I would imagine you think about the what ifs, it's going to be something that she has to talk about and carry with her for a long time. But at the same time, if she mentally wasn't in it and she was like thinking worse thoughts, like I can't imagine trying to overcome that fear when you're about to go like throw your body over a vault or whatever.
Right. And it could be your last vault of forever. I think what Gwen said is like very telling that she's actually protecting herself, and it is a positive thing. Well, that is tragic, but let's move on to some really fun, glamorous news. Gwen Flamberg, tell me about Kitty Spencer and her amazing, gorgeous wedding. My friend was there, was sending me pictures, and it sounds incredible.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, you probably have some other great scoop about the wedding, but Kitty Spencer married her much, 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 much older husband now. He is actually 5 years older than Lady Kitty Spencer's father. But if you can get over that fact, you've got to look at all of the photos of her 5 fabulous wedding dresses, of course, designed by Dolce & Gabbana. She is a brand spokesmodel. The dress that she got married in, the lace with the long sleeves, and that train that was like maybe the longest train ever, was so impeccable. I personally loved so much the baby blue dress that she wore at the reception. Each one was more fabulous than the next. But Travis, did you hear anything cool about what actually happened at the wedding? Like, was there dancing? Was the food good?
So it was very, like, my friend told me, I'm supposed to be getting more details later, but he told me it was like very sort of like rigid, royal, formal for like everything. It like felt like a royal wedding. It was everyone on their best behavior, very dignified.
Well, she is in the royal family. I mean,
for those who don't know,
Lady Diana's niece.
Right.
She is the daughter of Lady Diana's brother, right?
Yes, she is.
Right. So it was a royal wedding, but was there a fun reception the way that like Meghan and Harry had the fun reception? Is that what she wore the baby blue dress for?
That's what she wore the baby blue dress for. He said it was like super, super fun. Went super, super late until like 2 a.m. Everyone was dancing for like a long time. but it was just glamour incarnate. But the Instagram reels that she posted with her 5 wedding dresses, I've watched it like 10 times in a row. And
it's mesmerizing. And Dolce and Gabbana on their Instagram, they have a lot of information about the making of all the dresses. And of course, if you want to see the dresses, all the information behind the significance with each design, go to usmagazine.com/stylish. We have got all of the dress scoop.
Yes, go to that for the shameless plug. And the shameless plug coming up for Sarah here for the Right Reasons podcast. Tell us about Tyler C and his book revelations. Lots going on in Bachelor Nation this week.
As always, Katie's season is winding down, but the drama is winding up. Tyler Cameron's book came out, You Deserve Better. There's a lot of little nuggets if you watched Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelorette that Tyler was the runner-up on, including he gives away the whole proposal that he wrote for Hannah Brown that we never got to see him deliver because she obviously picked Jed, which was definitely the biggest mistake of her life. And it made me cry because Tyler Cameron is just so hot, and thinking about him saying these words was just a lot for me. So that made me cry. But the juiciest parts were probably one that when he was at Wake Forest, he hooked up with so many girls in the same sorority that he got blacklisted from certain sororities on campus because, I think he was causing drama in the sisterhood. Another big revelation, he detailed the whole fantasy suite, which was quite the journey. And, Tyler's whole thing was that him and Hannah didn't sleep together on the show. And everyone was talking about how he was like giving like this feminist icon, giving this lesson on consent because he like respected her wishes. And the whole book is like, dudes, it's really like, that's the bare minimum. It's not that hard. So he talks about his past mistakes, like things, the Wake Forest hookups, and how he, learned from it and learning about rejection, and his old relationships, and just like reflected on the show. So it was actually quite the interesting read.
Did we get any Hadid info?
What?
Did we get any Gigi info?
We got a little Gigi info. So there was an implication. Let me find that passage for you. Because obviously we knew that Hannah and Tyler broke up on the show. And then at the live after the final rose, her and Jed were already over and she asked him for a drink. And a few days later, we saw Tyler leaving Hannah's house, and he had never talked about this. And then we knew they became friends with the whole quarantine crew thing. But after he left Hannah's house, days later, he was seen with Gigi. So he did write about that. And he said, Hannah and I made plans to see each other, but I really didn't comprehend how major the reaction would be. We saw each other in LA. Well, yes, I slept at Hannah's house, but we didn't sleep together. We weren't in a relationship at that point, and we definitely weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. He said, but I still put Hannah in a tough position. He wrote, seemingly referring to Gigi Hadid, saying he was seen with another girl days later. That's one thing I feel very sorry for. If I could go back and do it all again, I would have handled it differently. My communication would have been better. So it was more so framed as the, like, he regrets, going out with Gigi Hadid. Yeah, but no name dropping. We still don't know why he was at that funeral for her grandma for them to break up a day later. But, Gigi's back with Zayn and had the baby. So I think maybe, I don't know if Tyler ever really comprehended his moment with Gigi in the spotlight there.
Fair enough. Well, God, looking at pictures of him just makes everyone's days brighter. You can say that again.
Facts.
Well, let's go to maybe the most hated lady on Instagram right now, Lynn Spears. And the thing with her husband this week is wild. So Britney Spears fans are lighting up social media after calling Lynn Spears' husband out because he was caught red-handed gawking at Britney Spears' topless Instagram post. This man's name is also Jamie Watson. And he could be seen in an image posted by Lynn on social media looking at the photo of Britney topless. Lynn's post said, kindness, do you know what really turns me on? What I find incredibly sexy? Kindness. That was Britney's caption on her topless photo. And then, of course, people zoomed in and found that he was looking at topless pictures of his wife's sister, and it was just really, really strange. Now, this moment comes right after Lynn attempted to defend herself against critics who were slamming her because Britney allegedly bought her a condo in Florida. Lynn responded, I don't own a condo, and I can assure you that no one has ever bought me a place on the beach. I prefer my beach vacations at the Ritz anyway. Simple facts. Y'all need to stop reaching. Lynn, of course, disabled these comments. I mean, where to begin here? The mess that is Lynn Spears. What do you guys think?
I just still can't get over this, the sad of it all. Like, it's just so crazy to me. The story gets crazier and crazier and crazier. But it, you know, it all makes a lot more sense now. Brittany, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I agree. I think it's so the Jamie Lynn Spears of it all. I think I said this last week. It's fascinating to me, but just like knowing that, I mean, like Jamie Lynn Spears and Jamie Watson like are just normal people. I mean, I know she's like an actress and stuff, but like they're on this vacation home and they're also looking at Britney's posts and trying to figure out like what's going on. I mean, they know more than we do, obviously, but like, do you think he walks into the room and he's like, JL, she just posted a topless photo? Like, do you think like they talk about it, or do you think she didn't realize he was looking at her Instagram? Like, it's kind of bizarre.
I think that he brought it up and he's like, oh, your sister posted like a topless photo on Instagram. And she's like, okay, now I have to post on Instagram for this. And that her husband, Jamie Watson, probably was staring at the photo a little too long. That is my wild speculation about what is happening in that photo.
Well, we know that Britney's lawyer has done more in 3 weeks for her. The new lawyer has done more in 3 weeks than her other court-appointed lawyer did in 13 or however many years. And they did name the person that they would like to take over for Jamie as the conservator. And from what I understand, his plan is to try to get Jamie to step down before they end the conservatorship. So they're kind of going that direction of let's replace him, get him out, and then maybe try to end it. So I'm happy that there's been like movement in the case, but I don't think the hearing's till December.
Yeah, it is not for December, but I am so glad that she finally got it into the court. Take away my dad, give it to somebody else. It is moving in the right direction.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Now I'm excited to hear Gwen's theory about this story. Well, both of yours. The Duchess Fergie, not of the Black Eyed Peas, the real Duchess Fergie. The Crown apparently turned her down to being a royal advisor on the show. She told Town and Country on their most recent digital cover, she says, hello, where is Fergie? And then she said she emailed the executive producer, Andy Harries, and she said, I said to him, why can't I help my character? And she told Us Weekly earlier this year that The Crown was filmed beautifully, the cinematography was excellent, and that she watched and loved the show. Now, tell me why on earth, when you're the executive producer of The Crown and Duchess Fergie, Princess Diana's best friend and member of the royal family, you're like, nah, sis, we're fine.
Maybe because she is a little scorned and they didn't trust her.
Yeah, I think also she's a wild card. She's just a real wild card. And I think that, you know, showrunners, they need everything to kind of be very together. They can't be worrying about, are they getting truthful information? Are they going to have to go back and try to back report it and get sourcing on it to make sure that it's for real? So that's my thought process.
Okay, that opens up a little insight. First, I thought they were just cuckoo bananas crazy people, but that seems a little fun. Well, let's move on to sink or ship, guys. We have a very lovely, very new budding couple for this. We have Kanye West and the stadium he's currently living in. The stadium's name has been identified as Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Now, representatives for Kanye confirmed to USA Today that yes, Kanye West is living in his living in the stadium to complete his next studio album. Kanye also posted on Instagram pictures of the room that he's living in. There are no windows. There is like a little bed cot. It's pretty rough looking. And it has been 4 days since Kanye sold out the stadium for his listening party in Atlanta. And has he left the building? No, he has not. A source told us that he is interested in, quote, fine-tuning his album, and he is residing at the stadium. So my question on this is, Kanye West and the Mercedes-Benz Atlanta Stadium, sink or ship?
I never understand when rich people decide to do this to themselves. It gives me Shailene Woodley couch surfing vibes. Like, no, go home, sink. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you could say anywhere you want in Atlanta. Why are you living in the stadium? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The room made me sad and confused. I mean, I guess this could help his creative process. Like, I don't even think so. I don't think this is healthy. I think you get the hell out of the stadium. What are you doing?
All right, that's a fair, objective, and possibly wrong opinion. Glenn Flamberg, sink or ship.
I ship. And the reason why is because I support any decision that Kanye makes to like help his mental health, because I think that he made
Is this helping his mental health, Gwen, or is this probably making him crazier?
According to him, this was what he felt he had to do to get this Donda album that is very close to him because it's named for his mother, his late mother. He's got to get it done. Now, for anybody, you know, that said, if you've ever been in the bowels of a stadium, and I have several times, my friend used to represent musical artists, and I, of course, like to hang out with them. It is like a dungeon. So I don't know why he wants to live in that little dungeness room, but I ship this decision because I support him doing what is best for his mental health.
You know, I also ship, and I can see that Sarah doesn't understand art. And that
I've probably been to more football games than anyone, and I would never want to live there. Let me say that.
That's a guarantee. I ship this just because, you know, Kanye is kooky. Kanye he is like a stunt queen, I like to call him, very theatrical performer, stunt queen. He likes to do things that are, you know, against the grain, that you can be like, oh, when he was recording this album, he lived in a stadium for 4 days. So I'm sort of here for the theatricality of it all. It is a performance piece, and it is a weird one where he is just in a dungeon. So I ship, and I hope the two of them are very happy together.
I will say this. Because you bring up that Kim always used to say that Kanye like records everything. Like that's how we had that whole Taylor Swift, like the recording.
Yeah.
And it's always like been saved for whatever he's going to eventually do this. And if they're recording this like reality show style, like it's Survivor, I would like to see the footage, and I would like Kanye to maybe get it together with whatever this documentary is going to be that he's been recording for like 20 years, because that I will watch.
That I will definitely watch. So you ship, we all ship. Congratulations to Kanye and the Mercedes-Benz Atlanta Stadium. All right, let's move on and try not to shame some parents about how they raise their kids, but still just report this story. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher were on Armchair Expert, of course, Dax Shepard's podcast, which probably gets the most headlines out of any podcast on the Wind Down on our website. And Mila told the co-host, Dax Shepard and Monica Padman, that they don't give their kids baths every day. They didn't give their kids baths every day when they were newborns. And Mila said, when I had children, I also didn't wash them every day. I wasn't the kind of parent that bathed my newborns ever. She says, and then Kutcher, and Mila, of course, said that she grew up poor and that she didn't get bathed every day. And that sort of was the inspiration behind it. And Ashton Kutcher jumped in and said, now here's the thing. If you can see dirt on them, you clean them. Otherwise, there is no point. Now, Dax jumped in and said that he and his wife, Kristen Bell, Anna from Frozen, use bath time as a part of their nighttime routine, which I do traditionally hear parents do. And then Mila and Ashton says that at adults, they don't wash their bodies with soap every day. Ashton said, I wash my armpit and crotch daily and nothing else ever. I got a bar of Lever 2000 that delivers every time, nothing else. And then Ashton said, I do have a tendency to throw water on my face after a workout to get all the salts out. And then Mila said, I do wash my face twice a day. Now, beauty and style expert Gwen Flamberg, what?
You know, I don't wash my hair like more than
not the same. Not the same.
Every 2 weeks. So I understand this idea of like a personal idea of what is hygienic and what isn't. Listen, I think maybe the kids, they should be washing. If they don't want to wash themselves, it's their decision. But I don't know. I've seen photos of their home in Architectural Digest, and now I can just imagine what it smells like.
Ew. This is so weird. Sarah, why are they telling us this? I don't trust them. I know everyone, like, hot take, I know everyone loves Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Like, yeah, I watched that 70s show too. I think it's so, it's kind of cute. They ended up together after she was his first on-screen kiss. Like, yeah, there's some greatness, there's some cuteness there. But at the same time, like, they're, the Danny Masterson of it all, still their close friend, the Scientology connection. I don't know. I don't trust them. And now they're out here just telling us about how they don't bathe them or their kids. Like, no one asked for this. I don't know. Guys, they're not really doing it for me anymore.
Okay. It is strange. Maybe they are correct and we are the wrong ones, but I'm not sure. Well, in lieu of celebrity birthday boxing mania today, because I didn't really like the celebs who have birthdays this week. Sorry to everyone who does. Sarah Huron, why don't you tell us, take us to Jersey, which you always do. But tell us what's up with Sammy's sweetheart.
Yeah, coming at you live from the Dirty Jers as always. Sammy Sweetheart, obviously, who never came back to the Jersey Shore revivals, only one. There's been a lot of speculation lately about her relationship status. She got engaged 2 years ago to her boyfriend of 2 years. They were forced to postpone their wedding during Corona, like many other couples, and they have since wiped each other from their Instagram pages, tales old as time. And in a very 2021 way, Sammy Sweetheart confirmed via TikTok that she is indeed single and she will not be coming back to Jersey Shore. She did one of those where it's like you're answering your most frequently asked questions to that beat and you're doing little hand motions, a little bit of hand jive meets ask me anything but it. And she is single. So Sammy Sweetheart and Christian are no more. We obviously, she had ditched her wedding ring or her engagement ring at some of her appearances lately. Do we think she should come back to Jersey Shore? I know she said she wouldn't, but
I definitely think she should. She is single now, and go to the Jersey Shore, make out with people. I love people fresh off a breakup for reality television. They're perfect.
Agreed.
Gym tan laundry. Never
Gym
dies.
tan laundry. And before we go, if you want to see the most lovely pictures of the week, Issa Rae's wedding, go to usmagazine.com/stylish. I have never seen a more beautiful bride. Kitty Spencer looked regal, but Issa looked like a goddess.
Yeah, she was in a princess dress designed by Vera Wang with Chantilly lace, and she changed into a shorter, more little A-line number for the reception. What really got me for this wedding that she had in Cape Saint Jean Cap Ferrat was that ponytail. That ponytail by her hairstylist, Felicia Leatherwood, just absolutely magnificent, long, curly ponytail. Like beautiful. To have a sleek yet voluminous in the back, long, curly ponytail. I mean, absolute heaven. It's what I will be wearing on hot summer nights.
Oh, perfect. We ship Issa and her ponytail. All right. Well, thank you so much to my hosts, Sarah and Gwen, for helping me spill all this piping hot celebrity this week. This is Travis Corona, Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast with your weekly peek into the glamour, glitter, fashion, fame of your favorite celebrities. After all, let's see if we can say this together this week.
They're just like us.
Wow, still tragic. Come back next week to see if we get it better. Thank you all.